This is one of the most eagerly awaited projects of this boating season, not only because it is the offspring of a 40-year tradition that is being renewed, but also it is a bridge between two models, the 36 and the 53, that the cruiser racer owners have been clamouring for. This Beneteau adds a new chapter in its and the world's sailing history by presenting the first 44. A family that is now an icon of the Chantier Naval, designed for those sailors seeking undersail performance, but also a hull ready to accommodate a family on vacation. With the boat show today, we're in the Gulf of Naples, guests of Spartivento, to understand the qualities of the newborn in the Beneteau house, the first 44, designed by a pair of architects who already had their hands on a previous model of the family. It was previously from the lines of the 53 that started the work of Roberto Biscontini for naval architecture and Lorenzo Argento for exterior and interior design. Compared to her sisters, the first 44 brings with her some interesting changes, starting with the position of the mast set back towards the stern. More surface area and more fractioning for the head sails. What does this imply in the interplay of setups and balance of this fast cruiser? In the Mediterranean, where light winds dominate, especially in warm weather, it translates into maximising performance. Not only that, the more generous head sails make the boat more responsive coming out of tacks and added value in racing. For maximum performance, there is also a performance version with an increased carbon mast. Also changing between the two layouts is the cockpit study. In the cruise version, as in this case, the two winches, each for the helm station, are next to the skipper's wheel, and all the riggings run under the coamings for a really clean deck layout. In the race version, on the other hand, the position of the 6 winches is optimised to allow freedom of action for the crew. There are also differences in the mainsail trimming. In the cruising version, we have the less obtrusive sheet fitted on the deck, while in the performance version, we have a traveller with the German-style mainsail sheet. The helmsman station is complemented by a pod to steer the boat even solo, so much so that an optional ballast system has been designed to stabilise the boat in all weather conditions when sailing unmanned. On this version, there is a triumph of teak, more elegant and refined. On the performance version, it is better to opt for a non-slip surface, which well suits the frenetic movements of the team. A nice surprise on the first 44 is at the stern, the transom. This is a space for a tender garage that can accommodate a 2.10 metre dinghy. Not bad, especially since it leaves the coach roof free to also be used as a sun deck area even when underway. Certainly challenging was the design of the interior, where the work of Lorenzo Argento is clearly recognisable, both for the optimisation of space, but also for the style and vision. The interiors are declined in the traditional layout, with 3 cabins and 2 heads, one of which is particularly large. In their study, the Italian architect had to deal with a hull which, although not extreme, so as not to penalise the volume of the spaces below deck, has taut, streamlined lines. Not only that, the mast backward position set off a spark and insight that gave birth to the dinette's true special feature. The dinette is no longer C-shaped, but has front seating and a transverse table. The heads take advantage of a reverse shear line. Outside the profile of the coach roof is less impactful. Inside, the head touches 198 centimetres. As on her big sister, the popular play of materials returns with white lacquered surfaces, light woods and fine fabrics. Compared to the first 53, the minimalist chart table returns. This time, catching our attention are the twin aft cabins. The aft maximum beam gains so much footfall. Then the bulwark window gives a daylight effect to the environment. We are ready. I'm at the wheel. It's time to hoist the sail.
La partenza del First 44 è decisa, scattante.
The First 44's start is firm and snappy. With its streamlined lines, generous sail plan and high stern over the water, the boat lends itself to being fun to sail with a racy spirit.
Dallo spirito corsaiolo e non si vuole mai lasciare il timone perché
You never want to leave the helm because it's responsive, reacting very well. This fast cruiser seeks an owner who is a sailor, an owner who knows how to steer the boat and knows how to unleash all its power, which is disruptive. Today, the Bay of Naples welcomed us with a little wind. We waited for a 10-knot thermal to rise. Right now, the speed is 6 knots. In short, not bad. Let's tack in 3, 2, 1, tack.
Virata riuscita, pochissimi secondi per passare.
Tack completed, very few seconds to switch from port to starboard. The speed we lost was very little because as the boat picks up wind and as apparent wind is created, we feel it accelerating under our feet.
Al timone la sentiamo viva, ardente, una sensazione.
At the helm, we feel it alive, a feeling much sought after by owners who want adrenaline and especially a fast boat in racing.
E soprattutto una barca veloce in regata. Guardiamo per un momento la scia.
Let's watch the wake for a moment. A little drag confirms to us the nature of this hull devoted to performance even when it's heeled.
La versione cruiser oriented.
The cruise version is optimised for running with a small crew. From the helm station, we are downwind and can manoeuvre both Genoa and mainsail thanks to the 2 electric winches we recommend.
Sia il Genoa sia l'Aranda. Prima di uscire in mare ci siamo chiesti perché un cantiere come Beneteau avesse...
Before we went out to sea, we wondered why a shipyard like Beneteau had decided to entrust the project to a pair of Italian architects. There must surely have been a reason. We found that reason, experiencing on our own skin emotions given by the First 44, a hull planing with great performance, to which the touch of Lorenzo Argento is added. This cruiser racer is, to all its intents and purposes, a brilliant new interpretation of the first range in which the DNA of a family that has marked the history of world sailing is alive.